Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Krahak Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father Yahweh and my Heavenly Big Brother Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors, double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh by Shema Shah, trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called Black Latinos, the Spanish, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up on what's going on in America, Babylon the Great, financially, and it look like shit. People getting laid off, losing their jobs, prices of gas going up high, and food prices going up high too. Just more financial woes in Babylon. The Lord plaguing the shit out of this place. Anyway, I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability, say whatever God say through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit of Krahak Dash, Lord, wouldn't be on me. Look at it.
So I'm telling you right now, you need to do everything in your power to make sure that you are the most valuable employee at your work. You have to be the most valuable. You need to adapt. You need to learn. If you don't, your time is limited. Why am I saying that? Well, just this morning, we learned that 17,000 Spirit Airline employees were let go. Immediately, overnight, company shut down. No more flights. That means all the pilots, the flight attendants, the mechanics, maintenance crew, okay, the customer service agents, everybody.
Yeah, I know this is old, but I ain't had a chance to get to it because I just didn't. But I'm covering it right now.
Out of a job.
Yep.
Okay? This is going to be a huge hit, but it's not the only hit. What about all those flight attendants, the pilots? You think they're going to be hired on it?
And Spirit ain't going to be the only one that's going to be going under or closing up shop. Hell, you're going to have all the rest of them. Shit. All the rest of them ain't going to make it.
United Airlines, think they're going to be hired on it over at Frontier and JetBlue and Delta and Alaska? No. They're not all going to be hired on because even those airlines are starting to cancel certain routes.
See what I mean? They're at risk too. And it's like, this is beyond a man shall not, how that scripture go? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Shit, you won't be able to go into another country or another continent. Hell no, you gonna stay your ass where you at. Ain't no more time for traveling and vacation, jet setting and all that bullshit. No, it's time to sit your monkey ass home and repent and seek the Lord, or seek the Lord and repent. Shit, for you Israelites.
They're consolidating flights as a result of the cost of jet fuel. But it's not just the airline industry. Meta said they're going to lay off thousands of employees. Microsoft is going to do a voluntary buyout program, which could be up to like 8,000 employees. I think a little bit over that are actually eligible. I think there's 15,000 Meta employees. Oracle announced they're going to lay off like 30,000 employees. Again, this is where we're at. And most people don't realize this, but if they are not doing what they can to become the most valuable person at their job, they're going to see that their job is going to go away. There won't be a job for them. There just won't. Because when you think about it, like a lot of people are trying to get new jobs. They're trying to level up. But they're not able to because some of these companies, they say they're hiring, but they're not. They're calling you in for an interview, but yet you never get called back. They put you on the list that, this is a good employee, somebody we should look into, but doesn't mean you're going to get called back. Doesn't mean you're going to get a new job. So do what you can to make sure you're the most valuable person at your current company. Not the next one, this one. This one's the only one that's going to matter. Okay? The only one that's going to matter. Let me give you a story here really quick. I have a good friend that he's probably like the maybe 6th or 7th person from the top in the company that he's in. Doesn't own it, obviously. Okay, he's like 6th, 7th, maybe 8th, somewhere around there. Okay, he's not in top 5, but he's getting close. This is a pretty big company, and even him, when I was talking to him, he was saying he's a little bit concerned about his position because a lot of his duties can be taken over by AI. And he knows this because he's using AI. A lot of his stuff, so he can create different AI templates and little systems using AI, and this is something that he's been learning a little bit about. But now his concern is, because he is being asked from some of the executives, is that they want to learn how he's doing that. They want to learn how he was able to create all these different systems that are able to take on some of his roles and responsibilities. And his concern is that he's teaching the system how to run without him. That's what's happening. But I bring this up because a lot of companies are doing this exact same thing. They're asking you, to start implementing AI into your daily routine. Start implementing their
Oh, fuck all this shit. I don't want to hear this shit no more. Anyway, let me get to a scripture and get to the next one about jobs, about that spirit shit. I don't want to hear. What do you want to talk about? You talking about adapting? So I was listening, but then I walked away to go and do something. Now it sounded like he's talking about you need to adapt to AI. And how you going to adapt to AI? Oh, Elon Musk? Yeah, he said this shit. I don't know how long ago it been some years ago. They said the only way you're gonna adapt with AI is be one with AI. And how is that possible with a chip implant? Fuck that shit. Next video. Oh, before I do, Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any word for Egypt, talking about America. This is spiritual Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rust may do. Everybody's job is going to be at risk. And really, nobody won't have no job. Because it'll be too fucking dangerous to even go to work, or too expensive to go to work because of gas prices, diesel prices going up. But don't just say fuel price for your vehicle. It's going to be so high, that's your paycheck. That's your whole paycheck for a week to just fill up. Damn right. Next video. Fuck that shit. You know, adapt with AI and man, get out of here.
Let's turn now to Spirit Airlines in terms of the impact. So a lot of different claims going around are out there about why Spirit Airlines not only went bankrupt, but went literally ceasing operations overnight, leading to some passengers having to be rebooked, emotional, and goodbye announcements from pilots in the middle of the air. You almost never see this in the United States. Usually airlines are going to bankruptcy. That's not even all that.
But now you've seen it, and it's going to be that's just the beginning of it all.
Uncommon, but to find a potential buyer, they were potentially going to get a bailout from the government. None of that ended up happening, and they just genuinely went bust overnight with, yes, some signs in the immediate future, but not really many people expected this. So the Trump administration obviously reacting to this over the weekend. Here was Secretary Scott Bessent saying, actually, it's Biden's fault. Let's take a listen.
The Treasury was supposed to be doing a deal to save this company. Can you tell us what happened?
Sure, Maria. So this is just more of the mess we inherited from.
Hey, he pulling the Trump. Yeah, he pulling the blame it on the last guy.
From the Biden administration in September 2022, Elizabeth Warren, who loves to write letters, sent a letter.
Yeah, they pulling the Trump, like blame it on the last guy.
To the Justice Department, to the Transport Department, saying that they should oppose the merger with Spirit Airlines. JetBlue wanted to buy them for $3.8 billion. It would have given.
Oh, I heard JetBlue is next too. I think JetBlue. I forgot who else is another budget. Airline. Fuck it.
Them much more resiliency, and
I was just speaking to one of my customers. She I don't know what she Indian, but her mom is Jamaican, but I don't know about her father. I think her father Indian, but anyway, I think she's just a straight up heathen. But I was talking to her, and she was talking about Spirit ain't the only, cause she always travel a lot. But she always flies and shit. But she was saying Spirit. You got Spirit, and the other one that's next to this is another budget airline. I think it's JetBlue. Matter of fact, when I'm running my mouth, let me go ahead and look that shit up. Which airlines are considered to be the budget airlines? That's the best way I can say it. Southwest, Frontier, or Frontier, or whatever the fuck you pronounce that. Let me look it up. I can't pronounce it. Anyway, how you pronounce this word? Alligate, whatever. And Spirit. And along with JetBlue and Evelo, where the fuck? Anyway, let's get back to the video.
She and the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg was probably the worst transportation secretary in history when he came to the office. They were against the merger, and if JetBlue had merged with Spirit, we would have all these jobs that were lost yesterday. We had 30 regional airports who have lost service, and I can tell you what happened here. It wasn't Treasury, it was Commerce that was trying to put something together, but the reason we were here was because the Biden administration opposed the merger. We shouldn't have been here in the first place.
So a lot of this is going around in terms of the blame. And I'm actually going to go jump to the last element, guys, here in the block V7 from our friend Matt Stoller, who wrote this piece, Who Killed Spirit Airlines? He says it wasn't Biden's antitrust enforcers. There were many factors. Trump's Iran war, JetBlue, the big four airlines, and behind all of that, deregulation. This story has happened hundreds of times. I actually think what he points out, and obviously this is mostly about the Iran war. I think that's it more than anything. But just to address this
certainly the final trigger. That
all right, whatever. It's Yahweh Shemal Shah that killed Spirit. Killed the spirit. He's about to kill the spirit of America. He already working on that shit. The Spirit Airlines, the Lord killed that shit. Now he gonna kill all the spirit of all these companies, and then next up America. Oh, this is, yeah, JetBlue. They next, and the Lord gonna kill JetBlue. Yeah, but Yahweh Shemal Shah, the one that killed all these mother suckers. Hey man, better seek the Lord for before all hell start to break loose, with all these damn jobs gonna get killed, and all these companies gonna get killed. And then America finally gonna get killed. Let's get to the next video. I don't want to hear no more about this shit. And then no work in Egypt. Oh yeah, but I mean JetBlue, that's also all these airlines, they all international. So they could be located in different places. But hell, there ain't gonna be no job anywhere else, not just here in America, but in other countries.
All right, y'all. It is getting pretty yikesy, to say the least, when it comes to the U.S. economy. Not even the U.S. economy, the global economy at this point. But take a look at this. In the last 5 days, Michigan's average diesel price has soared 90 cents per gallon to...
Yo, I didn't even know the gas prices went up today. I'm driving, heading to my first job, and I'm at one of these gas stations. I rarely go on this street, and I seen gas $4.20 something. I'm like, really? Last time I remember was $3.50. Heck yeah. Last time I remember was $3.50. That bitch went back up. Boy, yeah, I was like, damn, bro. Hey, it's going down, bro. Better seek the Lord.
$6, a new record. Just as farmers are getting into their fields, Illinois has also set a new record, and Indiana and Ohio are poised.
Hey man, all roads leading that chip implant, bro.
Is to be next. $6. $6 in Michigan for the average diesel price. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but the regular gas around here, it's over $4.25. Right, like we are nearing $5 a gallon for regular. We're shit I've never fucking seen before is what we're nearing in this moment. And
I remember back 2008 or 9, shit, it was $4 in average in Georgia. And it was up there for unleaded gas, but diesel, yeah, it was about $5. I remember that shit. It was about $5 back in that time. Here we are again.
Like I said,
but shit, this time it's gonna keep going up.
There is no off-ramp here for this illegal war against Iran, and so I don't see a way.
I wish I start saying that now. It's old and tired now to keep calling it illegal war. It's prophecy, nigga. And I there's some brothers say this is a war. They start a war with them folks for distraction because of the Epstein files. I'm like, whatever. It's still war, and it's part of that World War III. So, I mean, it's a distraction or not, whatever.
Hey, in which this ends.
The Lord did it. The Lord's making that war happen.
Anytime soon. I think Americans are going to be permanently squeezed. And, desperate for any sort of positive change. I think there's a massive anti-MAGA tsunami coming in the election. And the bottom line is you got to make it too big to drink anyway because they're going to try to steal it. That's kind of what they do. That's kind of their thing. Okay, more. Breaking Brent crude.
Let me slow this nigga down. This nigga talking too damn fast.
Oil prices surge above $119 a barrel after the UAE announces that an Iranian drone attack has hit one of their petroleum facilities. So it's only getting worse. Gas prices in the U.S. have moved up to $4.45 per gallon, their highest level since July 2022. The 49% spike over the last 9 weeks, from $2.98 a gallon to $4.45 a gallon, is the biggest we've seen in the past 30 years, bro. 30 years. Look at this chart, son. Look at this chart. Okay, more. While all that's going on, the New York Times reports Trump's vision for Garden of Heroes keeps getting bigger and higher in cost. Plans for the project include formal gardens, reflecting pools, and plazas alongside the statues of 250 notable Americans, according to documents obtained by the New York Times. So this is what he does now. As the world falls apart around him, as his illegal war spirals out of control, as the economy falls apart, as his ICE Gestapo thugs shoot Americans in the face and build concentration camps and torture people, he keeps going inward. And so what does he do? He focuses on stuff like the Trump Kennedy Center, which he slapped his name on, which was totally fucking insane. He focuses on stuff like his Epstein...
Whoa, who the fuck?
Us. And this is like one of the early waves of people who are going to lose their jobs because of AI. And it's not even a question of whether or not AI can actually do these jobs that they're replacing these people for.
Alright, now this nigga talking about some other shit. I hate when niggas do this shit. They don't stick to the topic of what they got typed up on here. They gotta get rambling about some other shit. If you want to talk about some other stuff, type it down here. But most time on YouTube, they don't have enough room. But anyway, he didn't even really say a whole lot about the gas price. Hold on. No, I know I skipped some stuff. Let me see what this is about. Farmers, sore. Yeah, but I got hiccups. Now I know this shit gonna affect the farmers. You know, food gonna go up. It's gonna get high. And hell, these niggas don't even hardly grow shit here in America anyway. For food, considered food, but still price still gonna go up. Yeah, what it says, can grow. Yeah, food price gonna go up. I'm gonna let it play at this part now.
5. Here's that in chart form. Okay.
Oh, hell. Farms bankruptcy soars under Trump. Yeah, it's going down.
Way high up.
Even losing that land. Oh well.
They're under Trump, down under Biden, back up under Trump, and it's going to go up colossally, y'all, colossally. And wait, you'll see these numbers I give you in a second. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. All right, an aluminum crisis is roiling the auto industry. America's top-selling vehicle, the Ford F-150, bears the brunt of metal supply chain woes. Sky-high aluminum tariffs, plus a war that knocks out Middle Eastern aluminum supplies, plus pissing off one of the world's largest aluminum suppliers, and your next-door neighbor equals inarguably one of the biggest industrial-owned goals in recent memory. So here we go. The shortages begin, and the shortages are only going to accelerate. Because we're being run by a bunch of fucking baboons. These are some of the dumbest.
The shortage began, they're gonna celebrate. The plays gonna keep building up and accelerate. See, Yahweh Shema Shah.
Most incompetent people I've ever seen. And this.
Okay, I don't want to hear nothing about him talking shit about these niggas. And I'm like, yeah, we know that Esau, shit. I don't want to hear all that.
Unwind begins. Look at this, guys. U.S. home price history from 1890 to 2025. The 2026 bubble is lower than where we are now with this 2025 bubble, y'all. Sit on that for a second. By the way, who has fucking money to afford a house now? This is why those charts are out there, and I think I'll show one here in just a second. I think it's in the lineup here, but now look at the number of people who, have a house and a mortgage by the time they're, 30.
I remember when people were saying, when the housing bubble and all that shit was looking pretty bad, it wasn't gonna be like 2006 when that shit just crashed. Hell no. It's not gonna be like 2006 when that shit started happening. No, when did it really happen? Not 2006. It started in 2007. No, 8. Somewhere around 8. I think. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, when a house was like $100 grand and it just now the shit crashed. Now houses cost $100 grand. A house that worth like $100 grand would have been like $30,000. But now you ain't gonna get shit like that. No, these people thinking they gonna get shit like that. I heard these people. They talking about, time to buy some houses. Let's get that money. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? That shit ain't happening. No.
They're married with a mortgage. I mean, that number has fallen off a fucking cliff. So, I don't know. What do they say? The average home buyer is like 40 something.
Fucking houses just going up. They ain't going down.
Something now? It might be higher than that. Look at this. The 2025 bubble is worse than the 2006 bubble. That is insane. Pending home sales are at their lowest level ever recorded. Ever. What do you expect happens next? That's exactly right. Here's that in chart form. Crazy to see. Okay, more. Foreclosures hit a shocking 6-year high as costs soar under Trump. This from
It's going to get worse. In just 1 year, it's going to be a whole lot worse.
Wall Street Journal. High house.
Probably less than a year. Probably going to be, I don't know.
Housing costs, especially exploding property taxes, insurance, and HOA fees, are forcing more Americans into foreclosure despite locked-in low mortgage rates. Nearly 119,000 U.S. properties hit with foreclosure filings in the first quarter of 2026, a 26% surge from last year. Foreclosure.
I ain't going to play no more of this. Bad news in America. Babylon the Great. Going through them woes, financial woes. I'm not saying not just woes, but financial woes. Let's see what this is about. The price surge fully. Yeah, I think it's about fuel.
Well, it looks like things are going to get worse. Good news is the United States and
Or maybe it's not fuel. I don't know.
Iran have a ceasefire in place, and it looks like it's holding.
Oh, nigga, there ain't no such thing as no ceasefire.
For now. But, according to experts, they are saying that they don't know how long this drags on for. Many believe this is going to go for the entirety of 2026. Some say we could see the U.S. and Iran still negotiating in 2027, so in almost a year. But experts are concerned that lower income households have already been hit, middle income households are starting to feel the pain, and when the high income earners start to feel the pain as well, that's when the entire economy is going to crumble and collapse. Look at this right here. It says U.S. says Iran ceasefire holds despite exchange of fire in the Gulf.
Bro, there ain't never no ceasefire. And these niggas still got the Straits of Hormuz blocked from a safe distance. Yeah, they got that bitch blocked and from a safe distance away from anybody that's gonna gun their ass down. Good shit. Anyway.
Okay, well that's good news, right? Well, yes and no. The United States is saying that the ceasefire is holding for now. But the issue here is that it is holding by a very, very slim margin. okay, by a shoestring is what it's holding on to. It is so close to collapsing. And then Iran will start attacking Israel. They'll start attacking other countries as well, which they kind of already are. And I'll show you that in a moment. And then the United States will likely start attacking Iran once again. But here's what's going on right now, okay? I want to play you a couple clips. Listen to this one right here.
President Trump says the U.S. will guide ships trapped in the Strait of Hormuz to safety at the request of third-party nations.
How you doing it when he blocking that bitch?
Not involved in the war with Iran, saying we have told these countries that we will guide their ships safely out of these restricted waterways so they can freely and ably get on with their business. But the president is giving few details.
Oh yeah, what they doing? They raiding them. They taking people shit, other people's shit, right? That's what they say. They being pirates. They're like, "Arr, matey, taking your shit." Yeah, no, they doing. They taking your oil. They taking whatever's on your cargo ships and shit and claiming it's theirs. That's how Esau roll. You're a fucking nigger, goddamn big nigger.
Details about
fucking a thief,
what he calls Operation
fucking gangster,
Freedom,
and a pedophile,
including whether Iran has agreed to let the ships pass.
Yeah, so we don't even know if Iran is going to let the ships go through the Strait of Hormuz. But based on
they can't because ain't they shit? They still blocked, right, by the United States. I keep saying they could be still. I don't know, but shit, I don't know what the hell's going on over there. But whatever.
What we're hearing is that President Trump made this promise to other nations that the
promise. Baby, I promise this nigga ain't gonna, man. That nigga's a treaty breaking promise, not keeping ass nigga. Esau don't make no promises. Hell, this nigga ain't made no promises to his own damn Americans. None of them motherfuckers don't do that shit. None of them presidents don't do none of that shit. Keep promises.
U.S. is going to help guide their ships back to safety.
Yeah, right.
Okay? And the reason for this is for a couple reasons. Number one, President Trump wants to get these other countries on our side. They can side with us, that the U.S. help them in a time of need. Okay? The second reason, and probably even more important, that the U.S. is trying to get these ships out of harm's way. So, and I'll explain why in a moment, but get them out of harm's way. Okay? Because one, they're sitting there like sitting ducks. They're just sitting there, not moving, which would be an easy target. Number two, a lot of these ships are reporting that they're running out of food. They're running out of food to eat, and that's becoming an issue. A few weeks ago, or probably over a month ago now, we saw there was clips of what some of our Navy was eating, and it looked like they were rationing as well, where President Trump said, no, the U.S. Navy is eating just fine.
Yeah. They're eating just fine. Them down there, they eating fucking cardboard meat. Or meat that look and smell like cardboard. Shit. That's fine right there, man. What's that picture they showed? That nigga, that damn shit look like a silver tongue. That looked like a gray fucking piece of Laffy Taffy. I don't know what the hell that shit was in that picture. That came out like a couple months ago or a month ago. That shit was like, what the fuck? That hamburger meat patty looked like something been sitting underneath somebody's bed for a month. Catching up dust and getting spider mites and all that shit crawling on. That bitch turned gray instead of brown. I don't know.
They're not just eating sandwiches and stuff like that. Okay, they're having good meals. So
yeah,
good news there. But the reason why, according to some reports, the reason why President Trump wants to get all these other ships out of the water is so that the U.S. doesn't have to worry about them, and then we can go in and we can ensure safe passage. Okay, for just a few ships. We can ensure that Iran isn't doing anything in the Strait of Hormuz. Right now, it's difficult because there's so many ships around. So if the U.S. is able to clear everything, then they can come in and make their job easier. That's what we're hearing. So that could be good news as well. I want to play this one for you as well, though, because President Trump is saying that this war, or what they call a conflict, again, not a war anymore, because we already went past the 60 days or whatever. But what we're hearing is that this may last.
It's like, what, they trying to downplay this shit now? Anyway.
Just a few more weeks, and then it'll be all over. And it's because Iran is going to struggle once they have to stop producing more oil. Once they can't refine anymore and they don't have the capacity to store, then they're just going to collapse, according to reports. Listen to this.
This morning, concerns that the war with Iran is about to reignite after Iran's neighbor, the United Arab Emirates, said it intercepted Iranian missiles and drones, one drone sparking a fire at this oil facility. Video on social media shows flames shooting into the sky. Iranian state media also showing this video, saying rockets were firing warning shots at American destroyers trying to enter the Strait of Hormuz.
These niggas, oh yeah, well, you know what? They're blurring this stuff out because of the background scenery. They don't want you to be familiar, anybody to be familiar with the landmarks and the ground, you know, all that shit. Because what happens when they show you what's on the surface, they can pick it up off from satellite and know exactly where these areas are. Yeah. I mean, somehow they can determine, even through satellite overhead view, and they can see. Anyway, they can do that shit. That's why they blur all that shit up. Because I'm about to say something about that damn the footage quality. I was like, damn, that shit blurry. And they were censoring a lot of the background and scenery and shit. Anyway.
Okay. Again, but President Trump says the Iranian ceasefire, that's holding. Okay? The U.S. says the ceasefire holds despite exchange of fire in the Gulf. All right. So, again, we're so close to seeing the ceasefire pretty much just go away.
Man, I want like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck about no ceasefire, nigga. I don't want to be so close to fucking escalate and make this war get even, let's skip this shit. I don't give a fuck about no ceasefire. Let me see what it's about.
States. Okay? The reason why I'm showing you this is what it was yesterday. $4.45. It went up 8 cents. We are not too far away from our record high at $5.01. Okay? We're getting close. We're 53 cents away. But the concern now is diesel prices at $5.81. We are just 16 cents away from diesel prices reaching a new all-time high. That is going to hurt the economy. Okay? That is going to make things difficult. They're saying we are already approaching pandemic-level shortages, and yet the price hikes that we are going to experience haven't been priced in. And they say this because a lot of these companies have already locked in their contracts. They were locked in. The pricing was locked in for several months, but now they're starting to get the new prices. So everything from food to furniture, from cars, clothing, right, electronics, it's all becoming more expensive. That's the lag effect in the supply chain. So we are going to see prices shoot up. We just don't know exactly when. We heard it was going to be sometime between, I think it was like mid-April or early April until sometime in June. That's when we're going to see the largest spikes. We're already seeing it with flights over into Europe, but we haven't really experienced it here inside the United States. I want to play something for you. Listen to this right here.
Clayton, it might not feel like it, but this war has not hit the U.S. nearly as hard economically as places like Europe and Asia. Number one, could that change? Could we feel it as hard? Or
yes, you will. You're already now feeling that shit. Anyway, but yeah, it's going to get worse.
Could the problems they are facing start to spill over economically to us? This is a global economy.
Hey, good evening. Good to be with you. Well, I think that it's inevitable that if we continue to have a loss of about 13 million barrels per day from the closed Strait of Hormuz, that eventually, like a domino effect, we're going to start to feel more and more of the pain. And you mentioned the pump prices, which have increased to well more than $4 a gallon on a nationwide average basis. And I think that they're on their way to $5 in the current direction of travel, unfortunately. And so when people in Asia hear about this, the story that was in the news today about the last oil tanker reaching California before the Strait of Hormuz closed, their attitude is kind of like, hey, get in line, because they were facing that cutoff a few weeks ago. That's the region of the world that has the most acute shortage. The United States is exporting a lot of our crude oil, a lot of our refined products around the world to make up for shortfalls. But what do you think is going to happen to prices here if that direction of travel continues?
And think about that for a second. The United States is exporting a lot of our oil, okay? A lot to make up for the loss that these other countries are facing. But again, what happens in the next few weeks? What happens when the United States isn't able to produce as much as we need or can't keep up with demand in other countries? That's the big question mark here. And again, I don't know which direction we're going. I don't know if this ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran, I don't know if this holds for much longer. It seems like it's very delicate right now. And so we're going to find that out very soon. Here's the last thing I want to leave you with. If you are not...
All right, next video. Sorry if I seem kind of cranky. I just hate this fucking world and these fucking people, bro. I just hate this world so much.
And Maryland is banning dynamic pricing on groceries and food delivery. AI is making it easier to change prices in real time based on customers' personal data. Now, Maryland is becoming the first state to ban the practice. Elizabeth Schelsey has more on what could be a growing trend.
Hey, Diane, this is a big move to try to crack down on dynamic pricing when companies use AI to change prices in real time based on customers' personal data. So you might pay a different price than someone buying the exact same thing at the same time.
Oh, I thought this video, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Dynamic pricing. I wasn't ready for this. I thought this was going to be talking about something else. Let me see. What is this about? Rationing food. I ain't studying this dynamic. I'll let it keep playing.
Maryland just became the first state to ban dynamic pricing at grocery stores and with food delivery services. As of October 1st, any store that uses shoppers' personal information to charge higher prices risks facing a $10,000 fine. Last year, a small case study found that Instacart charged different prices for shoppers buying the same foods at the same time. After backlash, Instacart later said it...
Well, they be doing that shit. What's what they said, some of these stores that have those digital price tag things, they got cameras on those devices. And then when they pick your face up and they scan your face or facial recognition, you know, they pick your face through facial recognition, the price can change. So that's kind of sort of like the same shit. Whatever.
Ended those pricing experiments. There have also been concerns with Walmart's shift to digital price tags in all of its stores by the end of next year. The retailer says that prices
This shit right here, these folks still talking about a fucking recession. The economist warns of looming recession. No, nigga, we already in depression. Get the fuck out of here. I was gonna click on this and look at. I don't even want to look at that dumb shit. What is this? Politicians are lying. Gas prices just hit $5. Well, should I play that? Fuck it, I play that. I can get rid of this video. I'll take this off the playlist. I was going to play this video of Eve, but then I thought I had saved it and put it on the playlist, but I never saved it, so I couldn't even find it. So I was like, fuck it. Can't find it. But here it is right here. I want to see what she got to say. I haven't played her videos in a minute.
So we've got to talk about these insane gas prices that everyone is starting to feel around the country. And it was just, kind of trickled out before. People were hoping the war would end very soon because that's what we were told. And then everything would just, go back to normal. People weren't paying attention to it. But now people are seeing the spike, and almost daily it's going up. And we're talking about substantial jumps. And people cannot afford it, especially people working regular jobs, and the cost of living increasing astronomically, as well as inflation. We were already in a bad position before, but now it is worse and growing worse by the day. And there's virtually no end in sight for this war.
It stinks because everything else is higher, and they don't give a damn about people anymore. And nobody's going to tell me that they're not making money, because they are making money, because of us, we're still supporting them.
$4-5 for gas is outrageous. Just can't pay it. I'd rather stay on my bike.
Right now, we're not in a good term. We Corona, a lot of people lost their jobs, so that's not fair.
I'm paying it's not worth it. Triple what I used to pay.
I'm gonna have to work more than 40 hours to afford this.
Well, I ain't never seen this many sick faces at the gas station, and I'm right there with them. Because right now, ain't shit fun. I got a Honda Civic, it's taking $40 to fill up. Make it make sense.
Dude, this is insane. I don't know if this just happened like in the next few hours. I've just been oblivious. But gas is at $4.19. I'm here in Cedar Park and in Texas. So for all you Californians, I don't want to hear you. I'll probably like $5 or $6. But $4.19 is insane. What the heck? Like, I know we were at $3.89, $3.79, but I don't remember going to $4.19. Like, that is freaking scary.
This morning, no relief in sight. Gas prices climbing to the highest in 4 years, and the highest since the start of the war with Iran. The national average per gallon is now $4.48, up $1.54 since the war began.
Hey, you know what's funny? It happened on a... Did it happen on a Monday? No, this is 3 hours ago. No, the prices started going up around yesterday. Or either last night. Man, I got gas. So I think with that, because it always happens like after the weekend. Yeah, it always happens right after the weekend. But now I think it was like Tuesday. Was it today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Fuck it. Anyway, it was yesterday, I guess. It went up, or today.
An eyebrow-raising increase of more than 50%.
Now I had to be, because see, this guy, here's his video talking about the prices went up. And this video here is like a day ago, I think. Whatever.
A standard SUV that cost about $53 to fill before the war now costs more than $80. That's an additional $27 at the pump. And the average pickup trucks now cost more than $100 to fill, a $35 jump.
And what about diesel? Shit, about $200 a fuel. Oh no, about $200 a fuel.
I'm working to make ends meet and to survive.
Damn, her voice deep.
Lisa McGee is an Uber driver outside Chicago. She says she's now paying...
She don't sound like no Lisa. She sound like Larry.
Double what she paid just a month ago for gas.
I'm working a whole extra day to make up for the gas prices, and I am also working an extra 1 to 2 hours a day.
The average in her state of Illinois, 44 cents higher than the rest of the country. Some stations in Chicago selling regular gas for around $6 a gallon. Gas prices skyrocketing in every state over the past week. The biggest jumps seen around the Great Lakes. And with the Memorial Day travel rush less than 3 weeks away, experts...
Man, I pray for the believers of the Lord, brothers and sisters, all over. It ain't just in America, but all over. They're paying astronomical prices and such. Just hang in there. And this shit ultimately, hey man, this shit is all about breaking the will of y'all and getting y'all to get that set up for that chip implant. That's what it is. All roads lead to that shit. That's what it's coming down to. But hey, pray the Lord for strength.
This morning, it could get worse.
We could be seeing a national average rise to 455 to 475 by the time Memorial Day rolls around if the strait continues to be closed. If the strait remains closed, into the month of June, I think by July 4, we'll be at all-time record highs.
Now, one thing you're going to learn is that these politicians don't know what they're talking about. They lie, they scam, they say whatever they have.
They know what they talking about. They just lying and shit. They know what they doing.
To move the goalposts, kick the ball down the field, so they don't have to deal with it.
I don't even want to play. It's bad in there. I just want to play the video. I just want to play the news clips. I don't really want to hear her talk. Let's get to the next one. Ain't that crazy? I just say, man, since I see her pop up, I'm like, man, fuck her, man. Let's get on to the next video. I mean, for some reason, I don't like that woman that much.
Right now, there's
maybe because it's all that fucking makeup on her face.
Already food rationing happening here inside the United States, but most Americans are never going to see this. But why? Well, it's because we're not using the word rationing. Rationing is going to spark fear in most Americans. And so instead of rationing, we're using other terms, like limits. Okay? We're out of stock due to high demand. Quantity caps. Those are some of the words.
He's talking about rationing. Yeah, people gonna be rationing food. Matter of fact, let me get to that. Shit. People gonna be eating and drinking in like little small portions and such. I feel like I haven't been reading anything lately since I started this video. Let me go and get something. That's why I'm gonna stop the video right now. Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 10. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight 20 shekels a day from time to time. Now this is in the past, but hey, it's going to be happening right now. It's going to be way worse than what it was back then. In this time frame, was it 70 AD? Yeah, where they had a siege. I believe this is when they had that siege. Where I'm at. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure. So pretty much they're going to be taking little drops or little sips, just a little bit of sips of water or whatever kind of liquids to keep their mouth moist and shit. Yep. The sixth part of the hen from time to time shall thou drink. So yeah, it's getting there. It's going to be way worse. Especially got a drought going on and the water being more, toxic and nasty, and there's a whole bunch of shit
that you're seeing in grocery stores because rationing is happening. People are now starting to feel that yes, we have a shortage of food, or what some of these grocers are trying to do is avoid a shortage. We do not want to see empty shelves like we saw during 2020. We don't want to see the prices.
Guess what? You still gonna get it, motherfucker. Shit, you don't want to see it, but you're still gonna get it. And ain't nothing you can do about it. What you can do is seek the Lord if you're an Israelite and repent.
Shoot up for some of the bare necessities. We can't afford that. But I want to show you what's going on. Look at this right here. It says 70% of farmers can't afford to grow all their crops. That means more than half, almost 3/4 of farmers here in the United States cannot afford to grow their entire crop because there's shortages of water, there's shortages of fertilizer, okay? And obviously the weather has been a huge factor. But what does this mean? Well, I want to show you what's going to happen over in the UK. It says food prices set to rise by 50% since the start of cost of living crisis, according to new analysis. It says the current oil price shock could push food prices up to the grim milestone by November 2026, as climate and energy shocks have driven inflation since 2021. That's in the UK. That's according to the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit. Now, here's why it's a big deal. What happens in the UK will likely happen in the United States, but it's not going to happen at the same time. Normally it happens usually a couple weeks to about a month later. But look at this right here. It says U.S. households could be in for a second wave of Iran war inflation that hits more than just gas. The expectation is it's going to hit right about the end of summer to early fall. But you think that's scary? Listen to this right here, okay? I was talking to somebody just the other day, kind of a food expert, and what he said was, well, scary. He said there's going to be acute hunger, and more than 360 million people could experience food or acute hunger in 2026. 363 million people are.
Yeah, famine in America. I hope it comes fast too. Famine. Oh, great. Oh, I hope it comes fast. You know, the plagues. They're gonna build up. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and will increase the famine upon you, and break your staff, and will break your staff of bread. That support system of the food supply, or the food, the way they dealing with food, from processing, growing, raising up, whatever, packaging, logistics, getting it delivered, and all that shit is gonna be broken down in so many ways. Better seek Yahweh Shema Shah, man, and repent.
Going to
Cause it's about to get crazy.
Be at risk of acute hunger. And for those that don't know what acute hunger is, because I even had to look it up, and I said, well, what's the difference between acute hunger and food insecurity?
What is that?
Food insecurity is what many people go through. Food insecurity is being able to have easily accessible and affordable food. That's food insecurity. Acute hunger is where you are only eating like a meal every 2 to 3 days. You don't.
Damn. I thought you were gonna say a meal like once every day, one meal a day. That wouldn't be that bad. But some people can't live like that. Shit. Hey, acute hunger. Hey, I know I need to damn do this shit. I mean, I do this shit. I know I need to do this, but I don't do it. But I only did it one time, and most of the time I'm doing an intermediate fast. I just get straight to the point and say fast. I don't fast. I only fast one time, but sometimes I'll eat intermediate fast when I don't even realize. I'll go, maybe say 8 hours without eating anything, or maybe 10 hours without eating anything, and then I finally realize that, damn, I need to eat something. And sometimes I don't even feel hungry. Yeah. But not even just fast for food, but water too, because that water is very critical as well. But a lot of people are not. A lot of people can't even they're not even built to go one day, not one day. Yeah, one day without food. Oh no. What I said, one meal a day. They can't go, but they gotta have 5 courses or 3 courses in one day. I'm like, nigga, that shit ain't even necessary. One meal a day and that's it. But it's going, a lot of people gonna die. When I just say that, let me start running my mouth and let the video play. A lot of people gonna starve to death, and I just pray, hey man, y'all better pray the Lord have mercy on you.
Have constant food, where almost like in in Gaza, where people we were getting food that was pretty much being flown in and delivered, where people were going to like the center of these towns and getting food. And it would only show up like every few days. And then they had to ration that food to make sure that they had something to eat for the next several days until hopefully the next food truck came in. That's acute hunger. That's what we don't want. Food rationing is something that is
like, you gonna get it, bro. Like I said, you gonna get it, and the Lord gonna make it happen. Let's get to the next video. I know I've been talking a whole lot to make this video so long.
Would you pay $60?
I can't help it, bro. I just can't help it. Let me shorten the speed or lessen the speed of these videos.
One steak? I know I sure wouldn't.
Please help me understand, when was a box of cereal $9 and
God damn. But wait a minute. It's $9, but it's buy one get one free. Oh, that's the original. Yeah, that's the price. But it's buy one get one free right here. But yeah, without the buy one get one free, it's $9.29. Shit.
$33 for toilet paper? We can't even afford to.
There's no way.
No, you can afford the shit. You just can't afford to wipe the shit off your tail.
That a bag of Tostitos are $6. Oh, 2 for $8. Ooh.
This is crazy. $9.49 for frickin' garlic powder.
Oh, y'all shut up and buy that shit. These people here filming this stuff, and I'm like, nigga, why don't you just go ahead and buy it, because you're going to do it anyway. It's fucking ridiculous. Shit.
Just look at what I got for $100 freaking.
So people aren't just noticing higher grocery prices, they are feeling it every time they go to the grocery store. In fact, some people are even saying they feel anxious before they go grocery shopping because they know how much it's going to cost. There are different places where people are reporting they are foregoing groceries just to pay rent. And I like to document just kind of what people are experiencing on a regular basis at the grocery store and show you the basically sticker shock they are experiencing when they go shopping.
You want some fruit, honey?
Yeah. Let me go sell the car.
$40.60.
God damn. Yeah, you see where it's at the bottom. Whole Foods. And them straight that fruit that's in that damn container is about the same fruit they. This damn thing probably selling it at Walmart. The same fruit. That's another thing. The fruit they got. What was it? Oh my goodness. I forgot how you say it. Is it a vendor? I don't know, vendor, but whoever's selling the fruit. Whatever fruit that Whole Foods getting, they getting it from the same places that Walmart and some other grocery stores are getting. And see, the thing is, they selling it more because it's Whole Foods. But you won't never know where it's coming from. The food is coming from. But anyway, it's coming from the same place that Walmart gets their own fruit from, probably.
For a fruit tray.
Damn.
Yeah, that's staying on the shelf.
Y'all, I just stopped at a gas station and I needed to break a $20 bill, so I grabbed a pack of peanut butter M&Ms because those are obviously the best M&Ms. Tell me why it was $4.27 for one pack of M&Ms. I did not buy that.
Yeah, you a lie. You bought that shit. Oh, big chunky ass.
I said, I'm sorry, no thank you. Almost $5 for a bag of candy. It was the share size, but like that's crazy. I'm not doing that.
I'm in Morton Williams right now, pissed off. This is not funny. It is $9 for a regular sized box of Rice Krispies. $9.
I almost had a heart attack at Walmart today.
I mean, these people act so surprised about this shit, but I'm like, they just don't know what time it is, bro. It's time to get those microchips, because that's what it's coming down to. And bring them, raise them prices up, raise everything up to be expensive as hell, and these people they gonna be suffering, bro. And then Esau gonna come with that solution. They're gonna make these people problems go away, but it's gonna make more problems when them nuclear destruction comes for your ass. That's why, hey man, shit gonna get bad out here. That's why it's best for you to be familiar and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah now and repent.
This, 2 pounds, 2.25 usually, almost $17. $17 for 2 pounds of ground beef.
Oh, what in the absolute is going on? $11.49. Have I died?
Oh, this is Kroger. Yeah, I recognize how the sticker, they put the little image right there. And they got this saying, yeah, this is Kroger.
Gone to hell? Because that's hell. $12 for a pack of soda?
Shit. So look, you see what they say?
You know this is Walmart.
$1.25 for corn each?
And it's probably not real corn.
I have never ever seen one piece of corn cost $1.25 each. And then I was scanning some more. Lemons, 64 cents each for one lemon?
Yes, and y'all gonna buy that shit. Hey man, it's gonna get bad out here. And eventually people gonna just say, fuck it, steal it. And that's what it's gonna come down to.
It's actually 64 cents. That is very, very expensive.
And why ain't she even mentioning that when you seen the price as soon as she walk up to the shit? But whatever.
Wait, I think I seen something else that kind of blew my mind. Oh, somebody who I work with, she was telling me about the price of bell peppers. I don't think we got a price because we had to move them, but she was telling me that each bell pepper now is $1.25. And she was like, look how small they are. I mean, these prices are going through the roof. And wait, walk with me. She told me one more price that was expensive. Now, with this, I can say this price do go up seasonal, but right now we're going into the season where this price should not be this high on this product. But she can't stop talking about it. Look, watermelon, $9.42.
Remember this shit used to be $5, like say a few years ago. Now it's double. And it ain't even that big.
That's usually a wintertime.
That's probably those rubbery watermelons. Alright, man. Anyway, now the times victuals are not even hardly cheap. I mean, you can still buy shit. But wait till that watermelon costs about $50. Or more than that, maybe $200. Shit, y'all, yeah, you people in trouble. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be good and cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Which, that down this scripture here is pretty much, no, we ain't got to that point yet, where shit is like really expensive. But right now, it's still, you can still buy stuff. You just got to make it a special occasion to buy it. Now, like something that you could buy like every day. Now it's like, oh, we got to buy this shit once a week, maybe once a month. It's a luxury. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sore famine and great confusion. Yeah, a lot of people be confused when this shit go down, bruh. When the prices go skyrocket, hyperinflation. Woo, it's gonna get bad out here. Seek the Lord, repent. Next and last video. Whew, it's gonna get bad.
Imagine for a moment that for every $1 that you earn, you have $1.40 in debt. Now think about this. That's the average American. This isn't a simulation. This is exactly where we stand as of today. Now, I'm going to show you some numbers. I'm going to explain what's happening right now, but also try to paint the bigger picture. That when people have debt and we can't pay that debt, then there'll be a ripple effect where we can't pay our mortgages, we can't pay our car loans, we can't pay our utilities, we can't buy food, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. That's where we're currently at. Now, there was a recent study done by Consumer Affairs. We're going to talk about that in today's video. But let me ask you this. If you have any debt whatsoever, whether it's a car, student loan debt, it's a house, credit card debt, let me know down in the comment section below. What is the one debt that is providing you with the most stress? What is it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Look at this right here. It says, where Americans are drowning in debt and falling behind. It says, imagine that for every $1 you earned, you owed $1.40 in debt. How do you feel about your finances? Well, look at this. It says, this isn't just a thought experiment. It's a financial snapshot of the American consumer. In 2026, the average individual debt burden in the U.S. is $63,200. That outpaces the nation's average annual individual income, which is $45,256 by a staggering 40%. People have more debt than they have income on an annual basis. That is extremely concerning. This is the average, so it factors in those that own a home, those that are renting, those that own a car, those that don't have a car. It factors all that in. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, first off, I'm going to read you some insights in just a moment, but it's a big deal because we are seeing this issue. We're seeing the burden upon the American people. That if they have more debt, they have lower income. It is going to create problems down the line. And I'm talking specifically about credit cards as well. Credit card debt is hurting millions of people. For the majority of Americans, or for about 50% of Americans, they can't even afford a $1,000 emergency. This is where things are going from bad to worse. I want to read a few things to you. It says right here, Utah ranks as the most debt-burdened state in the nation with a debt-to-income ratio of 199.4%, the highest of any state. 199%. So if they have average income of, let's say, $65,000, that means they have a debt of about $130,000. Okay, 200%. That's crazy. It says right here, Louisiana ranks number 2 with the highest percentage of mortgage debt, 90 days past due at 1.83. Nevada is the highest share of delinquent credit card debt at 16.3%, which is 4 points above the national average. Of course Nevada is. Why wouldn't they be, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Look at this right here. It says Americans say their incomes can't keep up with rising prices. They're cutting back on groceries, ride shares, and even alcohol. They're also cutting back on other things as well. Okay, I'm just going to give you an example of what I'm cutting back on. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, you're doing fairly well. Okay, here's what I'm cutting back. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It matters how much money you can actually keep. Okay, that's the key here. You can make $1 million a year, but if you spend $1.2 million, then it doesn't do you any good. One of the things that I'm cutting back on, subscriptions. Right? You get today. These things all piece together, but it says how many Americans are currently delinquent with their credit card payments. Look at this. It says just 2.94% of Americans total outstanding credit card balances are currently at least 30 days delinquent. Okay, here's where we're at today. Well, this is actually Q4 of 2025.
All right, well, anyway, hard times are here, and it's only going to get worse. Yeah, I'll just end this right now. I'm going to finish. I was watching the series, The Boys. I need to go and start reading Bible some. I haven't been reading in a minute. I'm slacking. But I found me another show that I'm watching a lot of. And one thing I know is I'm on the 3rd season. I think it was 3rd season, episode 6. When they in that mansion, they having this some orgy shit going on. And what's the guy named? Soldier Boy. Not that nigga. There's a character named Soldier Boy. He like a bootleg version of Captain America. What happened? You got Soldier Boy versus Homelander. They both beating the snot out of each other. 2 Edomites. Jake, he wakes up out of being knocked out, and then he gonna get his gun and try to shoot at one. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with Jake? The little white girl, Becky, Starlight, whatever her name is, had to stop him from intervening. It was like, Jake, what the fuck you doing? Let them crackers kill each other. Let them beat the shit out of each other. And don't you come in here interfering with a fucking gun. These niggas, bullets bounce off these motherfuckers. And I want like, what the fuck is this character doing? This is stupid. But anyway, I'm about over with that. I gotta go to the 7th episode. I'm gonna probably download because I wasn't sure if I was gonna download all the seasons. I went to download the 1st season to see how that goes. But I like this shit. I'm gonna try to download some episodes from season 5 next. But anyway, let me start running my mouth. In this with the scripture, Hagar chapter 1 verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. So you work so hard, but you ain't earn enough money from all the working. And damn sure you ain't earn enough money for food, water, and shelter, and clothing or savings. Let's get to it. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is no warmth. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. So you heard that? You work so hard for very little, and you ain't got enough food to fill your belly, water to keep your mouth dry, keep your mouth wet, or either bathe your butt wet, or clothing to keep you warm, or cover up your shame, and not enough to save your money up. You're just pissing your money away in bills and shit. Yep, or not just bills, but the basic necessities, because it's too fucking expensive. Everything is just so expensive. Oh well, hey man, shit. The Lord been telling you this through the scriptures and through the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah. So the best thing you need to do is seek the Lord. Seek Him. Try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah. Seek the Lord by seeking His prophets and take heed to what they say. And like I said, man, build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's like the only way you can get close to the Lord. And the Lord can put a spirit on you. I don't know what the Lord can do. He can take care of you through these hard times, but then it's gonna get rough. He gotta put a squeeze on you. I don't know the best way to say it. Yeah, we gonna all feel something. We just pray the Lord put the spirit on us not to give a shit. Yeah, take it. Endure. That's what I pray for, to endure. And not give me the spirit not to give a fuck about all this shit. Leave this world behind, man. Excuse my language, but I just gotta be like that. Cause this is a cold world, bro. You're gonna be mean, cold, foul language, gonna get violent, graphic. It's gonna get crazy out here. Oh shit. Did that shit come out yet? It was a Punisher movie or something. Let me check. The Punisher, cause the only reason I brought that up because it was when I seen the trailer, there was scenes in the trailer that showing like it was chaos in the streets. Oh, that's coming out on the 12th. Yeah, I want to check that out. So it's chaos in the streets and shit. So I don't know what's happening there, but I want to see it. But anyway, all right, let me close up. Let me start running my mouth. But anyway, man, to all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah, keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and bless to the hopeful elect and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.